So we're getting close to Halloween, and I figured I would model some Pokemon keychains and maybe some other Pokemon stuff as we start getting closer and counting down. Now, ghost type Pokemon are some of my favorite, and Mimikyu is definitely one of the more cute but psycho Pokemon. And yeah, I figured this would be a really great keychain. So here we are in Bambu Studio, and I actually have these face down on the build plate, so they're gonna hopefully be smooth. We'll see how that kind of turns out, and I'm gonna be testing some settings here. Now, every time it's a little different, and it really depends on your bed adhesion and sometimes your filament and what nozzle you're using, but I also always try to use classic. I think classic is better. I prefer it as a wall generator. I also try to make the line width a little bit smaller to try to get those smaller lines. You know, your layer height, it doesn't really matter as much on this. I just always go with this. It's just a little bit more fine, and I like that. As well as strength, doing 2 wall loops. Detect thin walls. You definitely have to do that for keychains or things like this with detail. Now I'm doing 100% infill. Now this thing is only about 2 millimeters tall, and yeah, you know, you can use infill, make it thinner, but it's also about the color bleed because we're doing yellow. So if we don't do that, you're gonna probably see the infill. So I'd rather just do that and see how it looks. And you know, again, it's about trying it and seeing how it goes. Now the next thing that I do as well when I make these keychains is I go to the first layer and I really slow it down, and you know, you're really just trying to get that bed adhesion. It's slow. Now you can go and turn it in silent mode, but that's not really going to slow it down as much as you'd like. So I just go for slow, 20, 25 and 45. You could go slower, you could go faster, it really doesn't matter. So we'll slice this and see how that goes. Alright, so here's our slice time. Actually, to do all of these, it'll take about an hour, which isn't bad at all. And you can kind of see on these, the detail's pretty good. It's not bad. I think, you know, we're doing pretty good. So really, it really is just going to depend on our bed adhesion and everything, and seeing how well the squish is. Now, that's always what matters. It depends on what plate you use. If you use a cool or high temp plate, you're going to get a very smooth finish. If you use the textured plate, obviously you'll get a textured finish. I'm going to try to use a holographic plate. So we're going to try that and see if it works with these. Alright, let's hit send and see what happens. Alright, and there they go. Now we'll just kind of have to play the waiting game and see what happens. Alright, so there we are. So you can see these guys are mostly done. So we'll try taking these off the build plate and kind of see what happened. Alright, so those are done. They don't look terrible. It could use a little bit of work. You can kind of see like some of the fading. This one actually turned out pretty cool. But, as you can see, it has the holographic look. So from this new plate, it basically transfers this cool holographic look. So now it's just a matter of, I actually just have to maybe tune the black filament a little bit, or even just extend those lines a little bit more, so that it is a little bit thicker. And make sure that our purge is a little bit higher when it goes from yellow to black, black to yellow, and whatever. But overall, I'm pretty happy with those. Those are kind of cute. And that's the first Halloween one. So we'll probably go through a bunch of ghost Pokemon for Halloween. I think that will be really fun, and we'll do some other ghost Pokemon things.